Dana, good morning.
Good morning.
Belal Muhammad's new welterweight champion. Curious your thoughts on the main event, on his performance and Leon Edwards' performance.
Wasn't a barn burner.
Yeah. Do you think maybe Leon kind of, to me, looked a little bit lethargic? Maybe the time was hurting him a bit more than Belal. Do you think that was a factor? Or do you think Belal's pressure was just too much for him to overcome?
I have no clue. You're going to have to ask Leon how he felt and what was going on. And, Belal, I know Belal's been training with Habib, so his performance was, what you would expect.
In the past, we've seen these dominant champions get an instant rematch. Do you think that might be the case here, or do you think it's better to just have Leon rest a little bit?
Yeah, let him rest. But we're talking about other things right now.
Okay. Tom Aspinall, 1 minute, got him out of there. I mean, kind of different from the main event, right? Just came in there and blew him off. Do you think that John Jones fight is getting bigger and bigger?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, there's no doubt. Whoever wins the fight between John Jones and Stipe is a great fight for Aspinall.
Have you spoke to either of those two about that? Because I know both of them have said maybe this is their last one. Have you spoke to either of them to get their temperature?
It doesn't even matter. Whatever's going to happen when they fight is going to happen, and we'll go from there. But as fans, we can all say, ooh, that's a fun fight, no matter who wins.
Speaking of John Jones, the 12-6 elbow rule has been overturned, and there's some talk about he wanted his loss to Matt Hamill overturned. Is that something you could even look into, and is that something you would like to see?
I've been trying to do that since it happened.
So, yeah.
I think I wanted it more than he did. So it hasn't worked out too well, though. But, yeah, I've been fighting for that for a long time. You had an incompetent referee, a guy who we can all agree now, maybe I sounded like, an asshole back in the day, but now we can all look back and 100% say that a guy that was completely incompetent at a time when the Nevada State Athletic Commission was at its weakest, the guy who was running it was a zero. Mazzagatti should have never been in there, and the list goes on and on. And that thing should have been and should be overturned, and I've been fighting for it for years.
All right. Two more quick ones outside of tonight. Every time you get on a press conference, the fighters manage to get you to up the bonuses. Do you think there's an argument that maybe you should just up them?
I think tonight showed that we should not, no. Oh. Upping them doesn't change anything. It doesn't make anybody fight any harder. It doesn't change anything. I'm not doing this again.
Ever?
Ever. Today was the last day that I'm doing that, yeah. Not saying that in the future the bonuses couldn't get up, but I'm not going to be at a press conference and say 200, 300, fucking never again. Never again. So you can thank everybody on this card for that.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Nobody fought any harder. There was no sense of urgency. Holy shit, I want the 100,000. 7 straight. Who gives a fuck? It's fucking 7 o'clock in Vegas, so whatever. Yeah. Never again.
Okay, and last
7 straight fucking decisions. Yeah, the 100,000 was a real big fucking woohoo. Let's get it, boys. Fuck that shit. Never again.
What did you make of the Makhachev and Manel Kopp drama? Like, they had that run-in at the PI. They had that run-in at the hotel.
There was so much bad shit that happened in the behind the scenes with that thing, and yeah, not good.
Makhachev said that his contract is up, and he made this interesting remark that said someone at the UFC told him to stop shooting for these takedowns so much, and maybe he'll get this contract that he wants. Is that true, and do you think he'll bring him back?
Yeah, that's what we tell guys. We tell guys how to fight and tell them we've been doing this for a long fucking time. I'm sure one of the matchmakers probably said something to him or whatever, but yeah, the matchmakers aren't big fans of his for many different reasons. And not just there's a lot of people who shoot takedowns in this business. A lot of guys that fight with that type of style, but it's a lot more than just that.
But Makhachev is the guy that you'd want to bring back to the UFC because he said his contract is totally done now.
Yeah, he is. He's under contract. He's not under contract anymore.
Okay, but would you be interested in keeping him around in the fall?
I think the PFL is going to get a great undefeated guy.
Really?
Good luck to him. Yeah.
What about Manel? Because we saw even before the fight even started, he was trying to run it. Makhachev, the security had to get in there before the first bell even rang.
Yeah, because just so much dumb shit is happening. I mean, we couldn't even have a face-off. But it's the typical, it was one of those typical kind of fights. We've all seen this before over the years. Oh, I can't wait to get to you. I can't wait to get to you. Oh, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then 5 minutes and they don't do anything for the first 5 minutes of the fight. I mean, it's just, we kind of figured that's how that fight would go. It's, you know, historically, that's how they go.
And last one on this, when you said the PFL is going to get an undefeated fighter, is that his fighting style? Is that he's asking for too much money? What is, why?
None of the above. It's a, listen, for whatever reason, listen, the stuff that played out here over the last several months, that started at the PI and other stories of, you know, this breaking out, plus many other things. These guys don't want to re-sign him.
And then last one for me, unrelated to this fight, Ilya Taporia tweeted that something along the lines of, like, looks like the UFC is forcing him to take the fight. Obviously, we're assuming it's Max Holloway. Is there any update on that fight and when it could be?
That we're doing what?
Ilya tweeted something along the lines of, it looks like the UFC is finally forcing him to take the fight, and we all assume he's referring to Max Holloway. Is there any update on that fight?
I don't think you ever have to force Max Holloway to fight.
But Volkanovski said.
Yeah, that's funny.
Curiously, have you ever seen a heavyweight move like Tom Aspinall?
No, he is special. He is absolutely, positively special. And yeah, we obviously expect big things from him.
Is there any possibility that Aspinall could be the backup for that fight?
100%. We'd be insane not to make him the backup for that fight.
And do you think that performance, well, John is at the stage of his career where he only wants to take fights that really get his competitive juices flowing. Do you think that type of performance there from Tom Aspinall would potentially get him to shelve potential?
Listen, John Jones is no dummy. John Jones, you know, has a very high fight IQ. He knows what Aspinall's got and what he's about. I think that we're going to have to see what happens with this fight with Stipe, see where John's head is, or if Stipe wins, see where his head is, and let's see what they want to do. Is it their last fight? Are they going to retire? I think that if Stipe wins, he probably will. But I think if John Jones wins, I think that I just think that that competitive spirit that he has and his desire to prove to the world that he's the best, especially when people are saying he could be, you know, possibly the best ever. I think that's the kind of shit that fires John Jones up.
Nick Diaz was supposed to fight next week, and it said he was out because of travel issues. What happened exactly with him?
I have no idea.
Is the plan to have the fight with Luque rebooked? Because I spoke to Luque, and he said that's what he hopes.
Me too.
Does that mean, how confident are you that Nick Diaz fights this year?
Not very.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dana, I'm curious on your opinion on Leon Edwards versus, just here at the back.
Yep, go ahead.
Leon Edwards versus Ian Gary. Obviously, Ian was kicked out of Leon's gym. There's a bit of a storyline there, and now Leon isn't the champion. I'm wondering if you're interested in that fight.
I wasn't until you just mentioned it. Sounds good.
Belal Muhammad's corner had the Palestine flag behind him, and someone told them to put it down. So was that random, or is it like a policy thing because of?
He put a what?
Palestine flag.
Oh, Palestine flag, and somebody said take it down? Who said take it down?
I don't know who it was, but it looked like it was someone from the UFC. There was like two people just like telling them to don't put it, don't put it on the fence.
Looked like there were people from UFC? Were they wearing fucking UFC hats or
No, I mean
name tags?
Otherwise, they wouldn't have been right at the octagon.
I have no idea.
But there's no like new flag policy thing because of anything.
I have no idea. I get what you're trying to do, but I have no idea.
I was just wondering because.
Yeah. I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. Good try. I have no idea, but good try. You guys love to do that shit. Have a good night.
Congratulations on the victory. I know a lot of the talk between Bobby, you said it was all, you know, respect and everything. You also did challenge him to take the fight to the ground if he had the balls, and it looks like he did that. So I guess, how did the fight play out as compared to the expectations you had?
It was great, really. No, as I said all week, people thought that I was just going to come straight in and shoot in. And I told you all I didn't need to. You know what I mean? People underestimate me striking, don't think I can strike. I had a striker shooting in on me. You know what I mean? I kept him on the end of my range, kept him on the end of the jab, using me kicks and stuff. I never even got a chance to throw an egg kick at him. You know what I mean? But as I say, I leg kicked him and he shot in, and I capitalised on it. I went guillotine, switched to triangle, and I ended up taking the arm as well. I thought the ref was a little bit slow, to be honest. I think he was unconscious for a few seconds before they took the arm, because I jumped out the cage and went wild for about 30 seconds, and then by the time I got back in the cage, he was still lying on the floor unconscious.
Were you surprised? I know you challenged him to take the fight to the ground, but like, were you surprised that he shot in that soon?
Yeah, I was surprised he shot in at all. You know what I mean? He's had some brilliant stand-up fights with people. Like the Jim Miller fight. He stood with Jalen Turner. He's done 3 rounds with Fiziev and won the last round. People kept talking about that in the build-up to this. So yeah, I was surprised. But as I say, everyone underestimates me, lad. Just because I look like a 14-year-old girl. You know what I mean?
What did you say to Bobby after? Because we saw you go check on him, and then he finally woke up, and then we saw the clip of you backstage. But did you guys, you said there was no bad blood, but you guys...
No, yeah, of course, no bad blood at all, lad. It's just, in this game, we've got to, I like to be respectful. You know what I mean? It's one of them where we're fighting to put food on the table for our families, and the fact that, like, his arm went, I felt it. I felt a little crunch, and it was nasty. Know what I mean? But I just hope it isn't too bad, because I know he likes to be active and he likes to fight as much as he can. So hopefully it's not a bad injury and he can fight again soon. But yeah, it's nothing but respect with Bobby. Hopefully when I get back to the hotel, we get to see each other and have a little ale with each other or something.
You have a big personality and it rubs some people up the wrong way, and you have your detractors. First thing you did on the microphone was to sort of give it back to them a little bit. How satisfying is it to go out there and produce a performance like that and shut some people up for a while?
Oh, that's great. You can't beat shutting some dickheads up. It's fucking brilliant. Like, I love shutting haters up, lad. The amount of people that I've seen say, he's never going to be ranked. He's not good enough to be ranked. He'll never be in the top 15. All that. Like, even fighters I've seen on YouTube, people talking shit. And then I just go out there and put on a flawless performance and absolutely school them. You know what I mean? Everyone's talking like, all week it was, Bobby's going to dog walk Paddy. He's not going to be able to get near him on the feet. I'd have jabbed his head off and leg kicked him everywhere. And I think he hit me in the stomach once. I didn't get it. Like, I'm fresh as a daisy. And then I caught him in a sub, and no one subbed him since January 2009. I saw a funny little stat there as well. My coach has just said I finished him a second faster than Islam Makhachev.
Last one from me. Just before the fight, or the day before the fight, you put it out there that you've signed a new deal with the UFC, right? So anything you can tell us about that in terms of duration and how long we can see you sticking around causing havoc in the UFC?
I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, lad. You know what I mean? People took what I said and, like, clickbaited it. Because I said, obviously, it goes without saying, just like what McGregor did with Mayweather, if you're getting offered millions of pounds to go and do the boxing match, you're going to do it. But I'm here I've signed a 6-fight deal, so I'm here for a while. Like, and I'm getting some nice wages. Need to get the duffel bag out.
Congrats, man.
Paddy, over here. I think it was before the weigh-ins, you had a little bit of an altercation on the bus with Kaylin Loughran. Just wondering what happened there, what sparked that?
No, we just stood up and started chatting shit, lad. Know what I mean? I was literally sitting at the back of the bus speaking to someone, and I just said, Jordan Vucenic's being signed there. Another Cage Warriors fighter.
A very talented one.
Yeah, he was very good, lad. And I think I said, it's funny the way Vucenic and Morgan Charrier have been signed, and Paul Hughes is fighting on PFL, the B-Leagues. And he stood up and went, Paul Hughes would smoke ye. So I was like, lad, who are you talking to? Major Chip Hazard. Know what I mean? He looks like the fuck Major Chip Hazard off Toy Soldiers, lad. Yeah. So people made a big deal out of that, lad. Like I was trying to bully him. He started it. Know what I mean? If you're going to start something with me, lad, be prepared to finish it, because I'll put you in your place. It's as simple as that. And he was talking shit about my teammates last week, so I'm going to put him in his place, and that's what I did. Like, it's one of them. People try and start stuff with me to get a bit of publicity. That's exactly what he done. I seen him in the lift like 3 days ago, and he smiled at me and looked at the floor. And then after that altercation on the coach, he walked past me after the ceremonial weigh-ins. He was about 4 foot away from me and stared at the floor walking like that. Know what I mean? I'm not a big shithouse lad. If someone says something to me, I'm saying something back. I don't stare at the floor like a little worm.
How long have you been thinking about that Chip Hazard line?
Don't know. I just come off the top of my head, lad. He does look like Major Chip Hazard, though, doesn't he? He's gonna get the Gorgonites. But yeah, lad. As I say, people try to make a big thing of that, like I'm bullying a bantamweight. Know what I mean? He started that. He turned round and chirped up to me when, if we wasn't on a coach full of people with security, he wouldn't have said a word. Because he's a little shitbag. Know what I mean? And I told him yesterday, I said to him, let's see what happens when Jake Hadley punches your head in. And you done me proud, brother. Love that lad. He absolutely schooled him. And what was he saying to me? Let's see what you do with Bobby then. Let's see what you do. What the fuck did I do with Bobby, lad? I've just put him a kip and snapped his arm. Say something, you little sausage.
You know, everyone knows you can finish fights easy, but I don't know if everyone expects you to finish this one in literally a minute. Did you see it going that way, and how happy are you with your own performance?
The performance was a bit messy, to be honest. If I hit anybody clean, they're going over. That's what's going on these days. If I hit someone clean, they're going over, and there's no arguments about that. It's proven now. Curtis was actually a lot slower than I thought, but he had really long arms. So a few of his punches I thought were going to miss, and they got me. But yeah, we were still like both finding our range as the fight kind of progressed a little bit. I managed to catch one, and it was over.
There was some talk about maybe the stoppage was a little bit early. Did you feel that he was basically stuck there and wasn't going anywhere, and it was a fair stoppage?
Mate, what kind of idiot is saying that? Like, I dropped him with a 1-2. He's face down on the canvas. I've got 250 pounds on his back, and I'm landing 7, 8 unanswered shots. Like, where's he going to go? Do you know what I mean? Like, where's Curtis Blades going to go after that? There's only one place he's going to go, and it's asleep. So are we going to let it get to that point, or are we going to look after fighter safety? Because I don't want it to get to that point. Do you know what I mean? He's unable to intelligently defend himself, and it was stopped at the right time. Great reffing by Mark Goddard.
You know, you said there that you're dropping everyone early these days. You know, is it despite what the punch machine says? Do you think you might be one of the hardest hitting heavyweights of all time at this point?
I have good timing. That's what it is. Mate, if any heavyweight hits you, and I'm accurate, if any heavyweight hits you in the face, you're probably going over. Do you know what I mean? And I hit accurately. I hit fast. I make my opponents twitch before I hit them, so they don't see the punch. So probably not. Like, I don't think I'm some crazy power puncher, but if I hit you, you're definitely going to sleep, yeah.
We all know what sort of should be next. Dana was in here and says that they'd be crazy not to make you the backup for Stipe versus John Jones, so it sounds like you're going to New York. Is there a part of you, though, I know you get itchy knuckles, right? They fight in November. We don't know what happens to them. Then they could maybe want 6 months gap. Is there a chance you fight anyone other than those two, or does it have to be them next?
Like who?
Be the winner of Cyril and maybe Volkov, eh?
Nah, I want to fight John Jones. Or Stipe. Let's not discredit Stipe and what he's done. I think a lot of people are looking past him, probably maybe sometimes me, to be honest. But whoever wins that one, I'm fighting next, for sure, unless they both retire.
You're a little bit surprised we haven't heard from Mr. Jones tonight?
I didn't know that we hadn't. I'm sure we will at some stage. He'll be very angry about it, all the fact that everyone's saying that I can beat him, but that's okay. On the contrary to what John Jones fanboys might think, I have nothing against John Jones as a person. I think I'm the best heavyweight in the world, and if he thinks he's in the best heavyweight in the world, let's settle it. Simple as that. It's not rocket science. There's two guys who are claiming to be the best heavyweight in the world. Let's settle it. Simple as that.
Right here. You said in media day, you know, Curtis Blades has been in the top 5 of this heavyweight division for like even before you were in the UFC. Is this a guy that you think you'll have to see again? You know, considering how the first fight went, you're technically 1-1, or are you done with the Curtis Blades chapter?
Me and Curtis Blades on a trilogy. Give the people what they want to see.
I mean, it seems like every time he loses a number 1 contender, he fights his way.
Nah, Curtis is a high-level guy, man. I've said all week he's the toughest stylistic matchup in the division for me. I still believe that. Curtis is good. I thought the fight was going to go longer. I didn't mean to knock him out that early. I've got an issue, right, with fighters and coaches always saying the obvious thing, which is, let's drag Tom into deep waters. Let's see what he's like when it gets to the 3rd and 4th round. Fucking great. Drag me there then. But no one's been able to do it yet. So you can mouth off all you want when the camera's in your face. But let's see what happens when it comes down to dragging him in the 3rd and 4th round and the 5th round. No one's managed to do it yet, so I'm still waiting for that myself. I'd love to see what I look like myself when I do that, because to be honest with you, in the last 2 years since I fought Curtis last, my training has been on an absolute different level. Like, these days I just train with a squad of heavyweights that's chose out for me. It's just, honestly, it's the highest level training of heavyweights of anywhere in the world that we've got right now. We have the highest level of heavyweights in one room. We have like between 10 and 15 top level heavyweights every day on the mat. And the amount of improved since I've been doing that is incomparable. Is that a word? We're going with that. Incomparable to the progress I made before that. Like, my training now is, honestly, I can't even tell you how much I've improved in the last 2 years. And with that level of training and those level of training partners, I just feel like my skill level has gone through the roof.
So is part of you annoyed it was only a minute long?
Yes. I want longer.
And then last one for me, you kind of touched upon it, like you're giving Stipe credit, like Stipe could win, but it seems like they're saying like you're going to fight John next, you're going to fight John next. Why don't you think fans and pundits are giving Stipe this chance against John Jones?
He's just a bit older, isn't he? And he's not. I mean, I think he lost his last fight that was like 3 or 4 years ago, and then he's not won for like 4 or 5 years. So I understand. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think at heavyweight you can ever count anybody out. So we'll see how that fight goes. You know what I mean? But as I said, excuse me, I'm a bit gassy. I've just had a beer. I think I'm the best heavyweight in the world right now. And if you think you are, whoever you may be, John Jones, Stipe, whoever, let's fight about it. It's pretty simple. Do you know what I mean? There's absolutely no disrespect here for all the John Jones or Stipe fanboys. I'm the best heavyweight in the world. If they think they are, come and get it. Let's settle it. It's very, very easy to settle in this sport. We both sign a contract. We both get a date. We both train for 8 weeks. And let's fight in front of 25,000 people and millions watching around the world. And let's see who the best is. Everyone will see it. We'll decide. And we'll move on.
And defending that belt that you've got in front of you now, I know you believe that you are the official heavyweight champion. But do you think it will feel much different? And I'm not talking about if it's John Jones that you defeat, because that's a different success entirely. But will it actually feel different holding the official UFC title?
No, I think I'm the best heavyweight in the world. I don't think I'm the... John's the undisputed champion, but I'm the best in the world, if that makes any sense. We know what John's doing. John was also saying... John was there crossing his fingers and toes tonight, hoping that I'd lose to Curtis. Let's not bullshit about it. Like, he posted about it loads anyway, that I'm going to lose to him. Yeah, that didn't happen, so that's the fight I won next.
Do you think your performance kind of pushed Alex Pereira's dreams of coming up to heavyweight down a bit?
Oh, no, I don't think so. But here's a thought for you. I was thinking about this the other day. What about... So they're saying that Stipe and John Jones are going to fight in MSG in November. Why don't we do a tournament? We'll do John, Stipe, me, Alex, and do a 4-man tournament. 2 fights in one night, and let's find out who the real heavyweight champion of the world is. Like, we got the best heavyweight of all time. We got the best MMA fighter of all time. We've got the light heavyweight champion, and then we've got me, who's just a epoxy interim champion. Do you know what I mean? Let's do that, 2 fights in one night. Put it to Dana. I'm sure Dana's going to be here in a minute, and he's been.
Dana didn't really like the idea of him moving up.
No, I don't. I am honestly the biggest fan of Alex Pereira. He's one scary guy. But would that not be a cool little thing? 2 fights in one night. Let's see how we get on. I mean, I've got the lowest average fight time in the UFC, and it's even lower after tonight. Like, my chances of doing all right in that are pretty good. Like, let's put some money on the table, and let's see who the guy is at heavyweight.
What's up?
Yeah, Belal, right. Congratulations on the win. All the weight, the hate, the doubt. Tell me what's going through your mind right now.
I told you so. I'm just, for me, like I said, the people that I have around me, my team, my coaches, we believed in us. I don't need the world to believe in me. I don't need anybody to believe in me. We don't need applause. We know how good we are. We know what we're capable of doing. And now we're the world champions.
All of Palestine was watching. Obviously, it's a very difficult time right now. How much pressure did that put on you?
It wasn't pressure. It was, for me, I just wanted, like, it just showed me how, like, really this fight wasn't important. It wasn't that big, because they're fighting for their lives. They're dying every single day. I woke up today and you're seeing people dying, and it's telling you how small the sport is, how small this fight is. So when I sit there and I stress out about it, it's like, it's just a fight. It's 25 minutes. But I'm still going to go see my family after this. I'm still going to go eat what I want to eat after this. They're starving over there. They're dying over there. So for me, if I give them some sort of attention, if I give them a smile on their face for getting this win, if I can make them not think about what hell they're going through in those 25 minutes, in this 10 minutes, then I did something right. I did my job. If I get somebody to, bring more attention to them, want to learn more about what's happening over there, it's just about educating. And I'm just hoping that I could use this platform, use my voice, use this title to bring more attention there. And inshallah, one day, Palestine will be free.
And when I spoke to you before, you had predicted domination, which a lot of people criticized. For the large part, this was pretty dominant, minus the round that he had your back. Were you surprised with his offensive grappling?
No, like I said, I think I'm the best fighter in the world. I know I'm the best fighter in the world. I just had to prove it, and I had to show you guys. We had 3 years to sit there, and I had to sit there and dwell on that thing, that last fight of everybody saying, oh, he would have beat him. He would have won the last other rounds. He would have did this. He would have did that. We didn't even get started that fight. This fight, we got started. This is what we did. We just dominated the champion. We made it look easy. And we did it better than Kobe did, better than Usman did. And, they're national champ wrestlers. They're this, and this. We went to Bogan High School. Shout out to Lou Taylor.
And a little bit maybe of a scare, maybe you would say otherwise, but when he reversed position and he cut you open, what was going through your mind in that?
I was stupid. It was just literally mind lapse. I was trying to switch to the mount, and then he ended up turning it real fast, and he had a good elbow. But, yeah, can never let that happen again.
And one last one from me. I don't know if you saw Shavkat Rakhmonov tweeted. He basically called you out. It was respectful. He said, you promised that you would defend your title against me. Would you be interested in defending against Shavkat first?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've literally never turned down a fight. I never backed down from anybody. I've had so many people turn down fights against me. So now I'm at the top. I'm the man. And for me, now cementing my legacy as the best welterweight to ever do it. I'm not going to sit there and call out these random guys and everything. Who's next in line? Who's the best in line? And I'm going to show you what I am, what I could do. They thought Leon could walk through me. Now I'm going to walk through all these other guys.
Pull in the front right here. Kind of going off of that, what do you want your reign to look like? Do you want just to fill up the rubies? Do you want to be double champ? What do you want your title reign to look like?
I want to be considered the best welterweight to ever do it. People laughed at it when I said it the other day, and they were like, oh, he said he compared himself to GSP. Ha ha, what an idiot. But now look where I am. Look at the guys I have in my resume. Leon beat Usman twice, and Usman was right underneath GSP. I beat Wonderboy, Gilbert Burns, Luque, Damian Maia. All these guys are huge names. People are going to keep disrespecting me. But we just keep winning.
Never mind, what would it take for you to leapfrog GSP? Just pass his title defense record? Is it finishes? What else do you have to do?
I think beating this next generation of guys, right? You have Shavkat, you have Ian Gary, you have the JDM. So there's these young up-and-comers that everybody's saying are killers. They're probably still saying these guys are going to kill me next, right? So if I go out there and I walk through all these guys and then I beat the old generation, there's really, I just want to be the guy that did everything that you said I couldn't do. And then if we go up, if, what's his name, Driscus still has the title, he beats what's his face, Adesanya, and, you know, he was trying to talk tough to me, I'll go smack him around, try to get 2 belts.
Obviously, the jab played a major factor in this, you know, facing a southpaw. Was that the game plan coming in, or just kind of find out, like, right away that you could rely on this throughout the fight?
Man, you heard my coach Horacio talking about I got that Canelo boxing, right? And they said, oh, you don't got boxing. Well, you saw that jab. It was smacking him the whole time.
Belal, it took you down here. It took you 3 years to get that rematch with Leon. Would you be willing to do what he did and didn't do and give him a rematch straight away?
Yeah, I'll give him a rematch in 3 years. Let him work his way back up. No, I think it was a dominant fight. There was really no need for a rematch, and I don't think he was that. He had that long reign of a champion where, you know, he's entitled to a rematch. For me, I came to his hometown in front of his people in enemy territory, so it was all like a layup for him, but I blocked it.
Or the fighter that a lot of people think is next up in this division. How do you think a fight between you two plays out?
I think we go into every fight differently, right? And we have a strategy for every fighter. And I think we're the best team at breaking down guys. My last 2 fights, Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady, I didn't shoot 1 takedown. This fight, I outstruck Leon and I took him down whenever I wanted to. We're going to have the same thing for Shavkat. We're going to have the same thing for Usman. We're going to have the same thing for all these guys. I don't think there's anybody in the division where I look at it and I think, dang, that's a scary fight.
Is your outlook now as a champion to be a champion that gives all challengers a shot at the belt who are worthy in your eyes?
Yeah, 100%. For me, it's like I had to beg Dana White in for the opportunity. He promised me I would get it, and he stuck to his word. He gave me this opportunity now, so for me now, it's showing the UFC, showing Dana White and all of them that I could be the best champion you have, the champion that fights all these guys. I want to be a champion like the reign of Volkanovski and Adesanya, where they looked at the next guy in line, all right, let me beat this guy, let me beat this guy. Like, we never ducked anybody, we're never ducking anybody, and point them out.